right, we've started the stream. We're gonna let some people trickle in here.
Yeah.
Also,
And I'll post my other socials here and there.
yeah. So let me also pull up the Kickstarter here. Hello.
Hello.
Are you here?
Have I got the wrong the wrong Twitch stream? Is it Naiwal or is it something else?
Oh wait. So we are on YouTube. We are on YouTube actually.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yes. Sorry. Let me give you the link to that, partner.
Oh, good. I just.
What's up? BOS enthusiast. What's going on? How you doing? Brotherhood of Steel is here.
IAmNaiwal.
What's going on? Dark Savant, how you doing? Let me make sure. Gonna do some audio testing here.
Yep.
What's good? What's good? Everyone, can you hear Blue? Say
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Said B Cambo. First time you've been here? Welcome. We're here in tune for a very special stream. Y'all can? All right, sweet. Just making sure. So guys, oh, let me also do this. Okay. Boom. All right. So everyone, today we are going to be looking at Fox and Shadow with my good friend and creative lead of the game, Leo Chung, also known as BlueTwosDays. How are you?
Good. How are you, man? It's been a while.
It has been a while. So, for a lot of people who don't know, it's not widely known. It's some deep Naiwal lore. This whole account, this existence of IAmNaiwal, happened because I was in the process of making my own tabletop game, Chrono Trigger. I had met Blue. I can't remember how. I think it was through a parceling post for sure.
Oh.
And then I joined the Discord. And then I talked to you directly.
That's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Or there was another TTRPG development server. I don't know which one came first.
It was something like that.
It was something like that.
And then he sat with me for a very long time. We worked out a lot of stuff for Chrono Trigger. COVID happened. And then I decided, I was like, okay, well, let me get some more traction and attention on Chrono Trigger so I can get more people in to play test it. And then I started making skits. And then IAmNaiwal became something completely different. And at some point, I promise, we will get back to Chrono Trigger. As of right now, we are here to talk about Fox and Shadow and just what Blue has been up to these past 4 years?
Yeah, it's been like 4 years.
It's a very long time. So
really
look at that
is.
face. So Yamazi says, look at the face cam. So cool. Thank you so much. Naiwal, have you ever played Baldur's Gate 3? Yes, I have. Of course. Yes. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into this game. And Blue, first thing I want to talk about real quick. Yep. So Fox and Shadow. What did the name come first or did the game come first?
I think the name came first. Now, the name was this old kind of webcomic idea that my wife and I had. It was about this people being lost in this kind of maze. And they only had themselves and their shadow to talk to. They were sort of like all isolated. And it was meant to be this whole dystopic world where kind of you got trapped in this ever-changing dungeon. But then that kind of actually changed as it became entangled with an older story of mine called Somnia's Tract, where basically, again, people were dealing with a lot of isolation there. We're only connecting with the world through these kind of glowing screens. So I kind of mix and match those ideas and said, you know what? What if people were isolated, and stuck in their rooms, but they can only really connect with the world with the glowing screens? They needed some other bodies, a shade of themselves to kind of go out and journey and do the things they need to do to survive.
Wow.
So it's a
Okay.
pretty old concept.
That's cool. How long ago did that concept like first ruminate, I guess?
Um, so that base concept, um, the name came about, I don't know, 5 years ago, and then the base concept was probably back in 2010. So it's a very old concept that I've kind of
Wow.
twisted and adjusted into this game that you see here.
Wow. That is a really freaking cool way to do it. Dang. See? That right there, that's reassurance to me that it's like, even though it's an idea and it got pushed to the back, doesn't mean the idea is lost. All right? That's cool. That's awesome. So now for a lot of people, I don't know how many in chat play a lot of TTRPGs. Blue started with what is Parcelings your first game that you've made? That, you know, not talking about computer games, but like game in general.
It is most definitely the first game that I made from scratch. It originally started as a World of Darkness kind of splat book, and I was just running it with friends, and I was like, you know what, I need my own system to make this game function properly, to make it feel like it's its own entity. And yeah, it was kind of a wild ride. So I guess the idea that started with the whole Parsings concept was that I got sick and tired of people playing as lone wolves in my D&D my tabletop campaigns. Not D&D, but I got sick of them running off in their own way, trying to really, I guess, play against the rest of the party. So I was like, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to make sure that the most powerful things you can do are with friends, and that you all have to agree to do something. And that's really where the discussion kind of spiraled out. And it was just like, oh, what else was I interested in? I was interested in the idea of identity and how who you are not only comes from what you think of yourself, but what other people think of yourself. Like, it's who you are is done in comparison with others, so you need others to exist, more or less.
See.
Just, yeah.
And Parcelings itself is, and for a lot of people who haven't played it, guys, Parcelings is such a unique system. It is definitely one of my favorites that I've done for the group dynamic on its own. And you know, credit to you for making it that way. It is very difficult to be a lone wolf in Parcelings. And I like the stories that can be done with what a parser site is and what it can do. And you've made a system that is so flexible with different settings. I remember one point we were talking about, or you were joking about a magical girl system or a setting with Parcelings, and that is pretty cool. Did you ever? I'm curious. Did you ever have any like side projects for Parcelings that were like, here's a campaign setting for the magical girl, or here's a campaign setting for a kaiju system, or whatever?
I did actually do a pseudo kaiju system. So basically, I took the lines of like the mechs from Matrix. You know, there's that really iconic scene of Zion falling with all those massive swarms of drones kind of falling through and attacking the city. I took those kinds of mechs and I added that into like a pseudo puzzling system that I called it Epoch Days. The whole story was you were basically these pilots that were on the front line fighting against hordes of enemies. So it was like a horde battle simulator, a horde kaiju battle simulator. And you just basically used the puzzling system, and then you had vehicles that you'd equipped and they'd change all your stats. It was incredibly fun, but
That's
a little
cool.
bit too complex to teach.
That's fun. That is cool. I think my group has made some jokes about like, because in the Shattered thing that I did, and where creatures were coming to life from stories, there was the real threat of Moby Dick, because they were in Seattle and Moby Dick was eating people up just off the coast. So they were going to have to go hunt him, but they ended up not going with that side quest and going for something else, as players do. And I was fully intending on it to become a kaiju battle, because Godzilla was going to pull up. Didn't
I would
happened.
love to see that.
Alternate reality, it did, and I'll put that in my pocket for another time. But yeah, so you go from how long was Parcelings in development for? Would you say?
So theoretically, if we're talking about the system as it exists right now, probably about a year before it was released. That was with the card-based system, but the concept is probably another 2 years older than that, so probably about 3 years in total. But I really, I kind of went just before COVID, went crazy just making this book, writing it, illustrating it, and playtesting it. I did a lot of playtests.
And it paid off, man. You honed in on the system, and you talk about your illustration. You did all of the art for Parcelings, yeah.
Yeah, for the first rulebook, I did all of the art, and it was like my first debut as an artist to any real capacity. Because like prior to that, I was a hobbyist, and I was working an entirely different career while kind of teaching myself how to do art. So it was really nice when people really resonated with the art that I did.
And it's a phenomenal style. I think that is such a core part of, in my mind, when I do think about Parcelings, I think about my settings and my environments looking like yours mentally. I cannot replicate that style at all. And I'm sure we'll get to it. The art in Fox and Shadow, somehow, some way, you found people who can replicate it really, really good.
I mean,
consistent art style is amazing.
I think the reasons why I really connected with you back all those years ago is because like I really saw visuals for Chrono Trigger in my head. I was like really looking like side-eyeing. Do I just jump on and do art?
Do it. See, and dang it, man, I feel like next year is probably going to be the year Chrono Trigger gets kicked up again, because I'm talking to you and it's another butterfly effect. How many things can I fit on my plate? I will fit all of them, and I will eat until there is nothing left to be eaten. God dang it. Gluttony is my crime, or my sin.
Dude, I completely agree. Ideas just happen too fast and quick.
It's dangerous. And for people who are curious about Chrono Trigger, the thought process, the core behind Chrono Trigger was people do not have color. They, except for one or two or three solid colors that like will show through them, and those are your primary attributes. So like if you're more driven by anger or passion, you have more red in you. If you're driven by more logic, you have more blue. And then I think yellow was, why can I not remember yellow? I think it was wits. I think yellow was wits. And yeah, so yeah, colors would correlate with what colors would appear on your character. And a colorless world ran by mega corporations. It's supposed to be wacky space adventure, heavily inspired by like Borderlands and stuff like that. So, but now I want to say, so you come away from Parcelings, and then you eventually met up with, I think it was Jackson Michael, right?
Yes.
So how did that meeting go? Where did you go from, all right, Parcelings is done, talking with my friend, shit, let's make a game?
Funny story, was at a wedding. So like I'd kind of known Jackson here and there. We'd been acquaintances through a mutual friend, and that mutual friend was getting married. There was a lot of things going on at that wedding, and even though I wasn't part of the groom's party, I ended up helping a lot, trying to get everything running, making sure that everything went smoothly, and we just connected over that feeling, that knowing that we'd both be there for our friends. We'd both be in the trenches when the times got rough. We'd get through and make everything run smoothly. And so we were talking the morning after at the wedding after party breakfast. whatever you call it.
Hmm.
And we were just sitting there chatting, and then he was just telling me that he was like, oh, he was previously into game development, but he had gone to do some team lead at a university research project, and he was like, I was just talking about parsings, and I was talking about what I was doing and how I was making a shift from dentistry into, I guess, doing illustrations and game design a little bit more solidly. And they were like, you know what, I've been wanting to get back wanting to get back into game design and making games. And like, then I just started pitching this game that I sort of been talking about, the idea of mixing and matching cards, being able to give a lot of control to the players when they play the game, about mixing basically Slay the Spire and Transistor together to get a game. And this idea had been kind of rolling around my head for a couple months before that, like just on the side, just like gnawing away at the rest of my brain. And we tentatively started working together, getting this project running, started looking to getting some more team members to help us out. And then in 2021, we got a grant from the Australian government to game design. That's what really kicked this project off. It was actually really nice to hear and feel that there were people outside of our circles that were pretty supportive of our project. It was a really nice thing that Screen Australia has been doing for Australian game devs.
That is pretty freaking awesome. That is there's nothing more reassuring than the government going, here's a grant, make it happen.
Yep. Yeah. They've been so good. They've been so good to us. It's been amazing. Like, really unreal when it happened, and it's still kind of unreal that I'm doing this.
Well, shout out Screen Australia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out Screen Australia. Now I'm gonna get this loaded up. So this demo, we're open to. We have Hot Shot and then Locked and Locked. I know the Kickstarter, which let me make sure I drop the link in the chat for everyone who is interested. Kickstarter is still active right now. If you wish to back the project, please do so. I backed it earlier today. Your boy.
Thank you.
Yes, your boy's getting on board. I played that demo. I said, "Oh hell yes!" So I need this, dude. Okay, so Kickstarter, there's kind of listed as like some tiers of, if we can hit this point. There's two other characters. I know Fluid being one, and that is like the stretch goal of stretch goals. And then we have, what was the second one? It was
Keeper. So I kind of went with the three base colors: red, green, blue, fire, water, grass. That sort of idea when making these characters. I'm not sure that many people will pick this up, but it's also RGB. So like these people.
Good shit. Okay.
So these people never really see the light of day, and they you get to see them, and they're just kind of always online. They're people, but they're not people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so we've designed some pretty cool mechanics for all of them. But the hotshot is the one we wanted to start with. Red being obviously the go-to color. It is also one of the more simpler designs to get people really eased into the game.
Yeah. And so this like selection is representative of the rooms that they're stuck in.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, so like the whole idea is that the AIs, well, we kind of ruin the world as we are doing right now here and there, and society has kind of collapsed.
Shout out Apocalypse Now, brother.
Yeah, so these pilots have been, rest of humanity's kind of be stuck in these bunkers, cryogenically frozen, and then these humans have been woken up because the AI can't quite do everything itself. It needs some human input, and that's kind of where these humans come in. They're given small little tasks that don't really, they help the bunker survive, but they're not really in control. They're there to problem solve, to do things that the robot's finding more difficult because of its own programming restrictions and whatnot.
Oh, so they need someone behind the wheel capable of making
Yes.
difficult decisions.
Yeah.
There we go. And so with characters, and this goes into, I guess, play style in certain ways. So they have their traits. You said R, red, fire. They're angry.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
intense.
Yes.
And if we choose this character, and then we're able to choose our drone, and there are different drones to choose from, which those are also listed in the Kickstarter as well. Which, let's see, let's start with this one. This is Watcher, was it?
Yeah. So, the Observer. So,
Observer.
They were kind of originally based off the idea that there's like a nanny cam. There's like an overseer drone, that kind of watches everything. They observe, they store information, and they dole it out when they need to get things happening. And their primary color is like yellow. So that, yeah. So hang on, let me double check the stream to make sure that you're looking. Yeah, so like then we had the Swarm, which is the very base character, and this is one of my oldest characters, the ones that I mentioned from back in 2010. And they're represented by the color cyan, and they're basically the grunt workers, the little critters that kind of do all the odd jobs around the area. They gather material, they melt things and trying to kind of break things down, and really the greatest strength is in numbers. So we wanted to make sure that we get the feeling of like you're building up an army as you're playing each round, getting a little helpers that kind of help you keep you safe and help you defeat enemies.
And then we have this last one, which is
Recycler.
Recycler. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
So we, if like Swarm was closer to like a little army, and a little bunch of army ants, really, this is more closer to like a necromancer or a trophy hunter. He'd break down up robots and then use their parts to make different tools to help them fight.
That's freaking cool. Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, so again, the Swarm was cyan, the Observer was yellow, and the Recycler is magenta, so CMYK. So we've got them these things are kind of printed out for the robots, for the humans to use, and they're in a very much physical sense.
See, okay, so I guess once we go into this, I will show people how the card system works. For the sake of it, for the seed, no peas. I was gonna say parslings, but it doesn't do it. Only vowels. I see you, Val boy. Okay. Here, we'll just shuffle it. Beep beep beep. No, B's there. Suspicious. All right. So, I'll load up. Your consciousness fades back into existence, settling into the drone systems. The drone's visual feed shows the wreckage of a fallen satellite strewn around you. A lonely dust snail scours the ground ahead. It sits idly among the debris, its task long forgotten. A shiver runs through your mind. You remember a distinct instruction to bring back scrap and refuse to take apart anything that has no purpose. A familiar feeling bubbles to the surface. We're angry! Heck yeah, boy. Heck yeah. I have chosen anger every time. Every time in this demo, I'm always angry. I'm like, screw it. We're going to lean into it. We advance. What's wrong with you? Stay back! Exclamation points! Okay. So, I have messed around with as many builds as my RNG will allow me. I have fallen in love with how Ray works.
Yep.
It is a stackable that is just so busted. But, okay, so now this is where we kind of start playing around with cards. So, as you guys can see on stream, it was, in my mind, I acquainted it with Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Going through your cards, you're gonna pick one, play it, and it does a thing. Now we get to add to that deck. This is our what are these cards called specifically?
So they're like trait cards, or internally we also call them like emotion cards. They're kind of your robot learning your pilot's emotions, kind of awakening them, and really starting to take after the humans are they're controlling them. So these cards are used to evolve the drone's functions, more or
Okay.
less.
So I usually get jumped. So each of these traits now, every character is not going to have, they're not going to have the same traits. They have their own associated with that
Yep.
character, right?
Yep.
So we have insult. You what, mate? Apply weak to your foes. Unruly. Do the unexpected. Gain berserk. Brave. Against all odds. Effective against multiple enemies. So we know that I know that at some point I'm going to need to use this against a lot of people. So what we can do is, if we go up here, we have the what is this combination? The combiner? Yeah, combiner. There we go. And we can mix and match between our traits. So if we choose angry and defend, it combines the two, and you get something like heat sink. Transfer your melt to a random enemy, gain equal shields to remove melt. Which at a certain point you can get a combination that can make you melt, like this Comet Strike. Gain 5 melt, deal 5 damage. And you can see where certain things work in tandem with each other. So like if you were to play Comet Strike and then had enough energy afterwards to do heat sink, then yeah, you'd be riding pretty high. So is there a path that you like to go down? Because I kept running into, I think my longest like session was roughly about 30 minutes. I was capable of exploring that many tiles and stay away from a boss. But eventually I got screwed over by having 10 HP left. So I'm curious, where would you say start playing into?
So like, I find that for people that are starting out the game, Insult is a very useful one. So like, what it does is it applies weak, and that reduces the amount of enemy damage enemy does to you, and that really helps you survive all that much longer.
Oh, wow.
But I find myself leaning towards what is it, signal builds or swarm builds, and that's basically building up your army, gain insane amount of defenses each turn. And like, my favorite combination is actually angry plus signal. So what that one does is that sets you on fire, but you also get little friends that help you because you're angry and so they're angry, and this really ramps up, and you really get swarm fast. And then you combine that with, I think it's rough plus leap, which is cannibal, and basically the card plays itself again for each swarm you have. So you get that really nice combination of, I've got a lot of passive defense, and then I'm also dealing a lot of damage. It just takes a couple turns to set up.
You know what? All right, let's play with the blue special here. All right. We have Brave. Might as well get roll out. Might as well.
Yeah, roll is a nice staple.
It is good. Okay, so now I typically, in my horrible dying experience, usually try to beeline straight towards the workbenches. So let's say we do mob, right? And then that gives us 3 swarm.
Yep.
And swarm goes directly into your shield. So people can see what it will do. So we have 5 shield, and then essentially we'd be able to have 8 defense. I only say that now, but anyway, we need to get this guy because he does way too much damage way too quickly. Me goofing around was a silly idea. Trying to be informative is going to be the death of me, but
it's okay. You'll survive.
I'm going to try hard right now. It'll be okay. So he currently has melting on him, and what melting will do for each point of melting, he will take that much damage at the beginning of his turn, and then it reduces by 1. So the same thing's happening to us on the other end of it. Now, the art, at least for the levels and where it's being set up, was this a mixture between getting 2D assets in Blender? How do you do this?
So what we have is 3D background. So we got our environmental artists to mock up 3D assets in my style, and then the actual sprites and the characters are 2D. So what we've done is we've painted a special thing called a normal map, and that gives our engine I guess a way of telling them what area is supposed to be facing which direction. So this means that when light comes in, it reflects correctly. So we get a very Borderlands kind of feel to our animations. And I just found that this process works best for me as an illustrator because I can animate my two little guys and they can be correct to every situation. You don't really get an image that doesn't look right to the lighting. And it's a little bit faster than 3D for me, at least.
That's pretty freaking fire. Combining mediums is a great approach to it too. Okay, so let me see. A small figure dances in the sun, folding lumpy shapes from a fine golden mesh. It looks like easy scrap, although this individual storage methods are unorthodox. Yeah, I tried to fight him one time. Stupid. Stupid. I don't know what. No. We're gonna leave him be. We're getting out of here. We're going over here. We're gonna combine some stuff. So, let's see. We only have the one signal, but it doesn't hurt to have. Oh wait, cheap array for sure. We'll refine that for now.
What are the tricks I liked? Yeah, you should go.
Oh no! You go for it. What are the name the trick?
So one of the tricks you do is like when you have your upgraded card. So say you have 2 rollouts, then you come here, and it not only reduces the cost of the card, but also makes it more powerful. It makes it deal more damage. So a lot of the choices you get to face are: do I hang around, try to fight until I have all the pieces I need to make a super powerful card, or do I just go for the straight upgrade and make my early fights easier?
See, okay, that's something I didn't realize you could do. So I didn't know you can combine the 2 personality cards, like combos, after. Wow.
Yeah. So like the idea is like with mob, instead of saying gain 3 melt and gain storm equal to your melt, you gain 3 melt and then you gain storm equal to double your melt. So you get massive power jumps. Yeah.
Holy crap. Dang it, dude. Now I'm thinking back on how many times you know what? Okay, well, we're here. We have to do it. So we're going to do that. Okay. And we haven't taken that much damage. We'll be okay. Shall we continue our way to... Let's go up here. Let's see if we can't find any goodies. God damn it. Okay. Let's go with roll out. Makes me happy.
A little bit.
Yeah, and cry a little bit, and then watch as they break our shields. Great. Okay. Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
So Adam says, "Hey man, I always come back to your shorts on YouTube because they're so funny and creative. First time for me seeing you stream like this, and it's very chill here. I wish you luck in life. Peace and love. Peace and love to you too. Thank you so much for dropping by on the stream." Yeah, I was geeking out over this game earlier. I turned around to my girlfriend and I said, "Shit." And she was like, "What?" I said, "Leo might have accidentally made something really addictive." I was like, there is something dangerous about a system like this, because sometimes with roguelikes, it's easy to fall into, okay, I cannot get past this difficulty. I'm just going to give up. And this doesn't have that vibe. It's encouraging me to approach and try new things. So I guess whenever you are creating these cards, creating like the combinations of decks, because you are doing this basically for each of the characters in each of the drones that you can pilot, right?
Yeah.
how much time did it take for you to go, okay, we've got Hot Shot in a nice spot, and we've got Swarm in a nice spot, and the combo's right where we want it?
We are still tweaking the set. So we find that every playtest we do, whether it's at events like local events in Australia, or when we do playtest runs with our alpha test group, we find that the balance changes quite differently based on the things that we've implemented. And since we haven't implemented everything into the game, I reckon we'll be balancing each set right up to the very release. It's Look, you don't want to play a roguelike that's too hard, where basically you feel super underpowered. But you also don't want to play a roguelike where you are stomping everything. There's no challenger. You want to be able to have that right balance of both it being hard, but also you feel like you could have done better. So it's like telling you that you can learn to get better at this game, so you can beat this. It is not just RNG that's screwing you over.
Man. Now, oh, I just hit the hell out my mic. God dang. So whenever you get, and I'm sure there's a version that exists out there right now in your hands that has another character. Having another character introduced and say trying to use Swarm, how does that affect when you're going with like balancing? Because like now let's say you have Fluid, and Fluid and Swarm have such a good like matchup, and it makes you look back over at Hot Shot and it's like, well, is there areas that I need to tweak to improve, or are there areas that I need to like debuff based off of this new character that's been added?
So, finally that you picked Fluid. Fluid's actually one of the really cool ones where you get to combine cards in the fight. So, originally this game concept revolved around actually combining cards while you were fighting. So, it made it very difficult to teach to players, which is why we pivoted to the current format that you see. But the Hotshot X Swarm gives us a set level of power levels that we can now base all of our future iterations on. So we sort of now know how much damage should be done for each energy cost to feel good, how much shields you should get. I think what will happen is that we'll need to get them all roughly in line with each other, so that while the characters play differently, they should all feel rewarding. So I think it's always better to introduce buffs over nerfs, because then people aren't like, oh, hey, this card used to be amazing, but now it's like mediocre.
See, yeah, I hate metas a lot of the time, because I'm like, okay, this is what I gotta do, and if I don't get this pull within turn 3 or round 3, then I'm just throwing out the run, and we're gonna try something else. So yeah, I can see that being. I can see that being a very difficult approach to handle. Like, at least you have a baseline with Hot Shot, and then developing past that.
Yeah.
And then I guess the same kind of would go for Swarm as well. You have a base with Swarm, and then can build off of that.
Exactly. I mean, the difficult thing is that mechanics are tricky sometimes. Like when we introduce a new mechanic based around statuses and whatnot, one of them can be very powerful and one of them could be very weak. And like, if you flip numbers by one or so, it instantly changes how everything feels. Like, Swarm was actually one of the tricky ones, because what used to happen is you used to really gain Swarm really fast, and then it grew too strong, and it was the only thing people were playing at one convention. Then when we reduced the number by one on all the cards, it suddenly became one of the weakest, and we were like, how do we fix this? How do we solve this? And what we ended up doing is by putting in a limit on how much Swarm you can get at the start. So rather than being able to get 99999, you right now are limited to 16, but with certain cards that grows. So then it became a strategy to build around, and I feel sorry about this next fight. The snakes are really mean.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I remember I ran into one of these. It was like my third block over, and I was like, fuck. Like, come on. I'd already ran into some rather nasty dudes. This run is gone. It's okay. We're gonna try again.
You might be okay. You might be okay.
No.
Oh. No, you are. You. Oh,
Wait,
no,
whoa. I'm alive. You know what? I got 2 in me. There you go.
Yeah, that bug is one that we're trying to squash right now. So I think that you died to a bit of melt damage. So
Yeah.
you basically had 1 HP, you burned up, and then the game was like, oh, you know what? You're not dead yet because no one's hit you, but you've been hit. And
We're angry.
So with that storyline stuff, the idea is that all the emotion cards, all the cards that you add into your deck, they change the available options to you. So rather than having like options 1, 2, and 3 in most games, you have options based on how you're feeling as a character, how you're building up. Oh wow, that's a really nice seed.
Yeah, boy. We taking it. I'm pretty happy with that. So, but continue.
Where was I? Yeah, so basically the whole idea is that as the humans are kind of waking up in this story, they're experiencing things, they're interacting with the world, and they're kind of remembering who they are as a person, and you're getting these emotions that evolve, and that we wanted people to actually feel that in the story gameplay. So like in one run they might not have any angry cards, so they wouldn't have the option to be angry in the storyline whatsoever until they find some. And we also wanted to have them, when you get a game over, whether you win or lose, the human mind goes back to the back to the bunkers, and you get little story snippets based on how you've been playing the game. That's obviously not implemented yet, but it's like one of the key things that we want to do is like have a slow burn story, something that progresses at the rate of like Hades, where each time you run through the game, you get a little story snippet, and you really start to fall in love with the characters over a prolonged exposure. Because like what used to happen with TV and stuff is that you get episodes, you get your little installments on a week by week basis, and that gave you a lot of time to think about what happened in that episode. So you fall in love with the characters, you get to know them, you really like them, and like you don't quite get that kind of feeling when you have, I guess, binge content is the basic term for it. So
that's a good
like,
way. That's a really good way to keep people like engaged and driving forward to. I like that approach. I haven't considered that with a lot of, because I feel like with some games you could just storyline. I got it. I'm out of here, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah, like I mean, there's obviously exceptions to this. Like, oh my god, like Arcane has been really good if you've been watching it, but
Haven't
a lot
started
of
it yet. I've seen season 1. Haven't started season 2 yet.
it was actually really amazing how they, rather than giving you all 9 episodes to binge, they let you binge 3 episodes at a time, and that really let you digest and fall in love with the story they're telling. I think that's half of the reason why the anticipation and excitement about the game is so high, is just because it's coming in installments.
Yeah. Neko Nebula says, this is because when making a story to make a couple different ideas and then see which ones work out as you go along. Anyways, the light looks really cool and crispy. Just wanted to stop and say hi. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, the art. The art looks really cool and crispy. I'm reading it in real time, and then like even though the correction was already there for me to apply, didn't do it. That's who I am. Grace says, love Arcane season 2. It hurts so good. See, thanks for the warning. I'll make sure to lube up. So
Yeah.
it's like, this is gonna be great. Perfect. And then just don't play League of Legends afterwards, because it's not the same. Also, this reference, hilarious.
I'm glad people get my references.
Yeah.
Not all of them are obvious.
Listen, you put 6 little dots right there. I know exactly who I'm looking at.
Honestly, this is a great move.
We're gonna take that.
Like, one of the wonderful things is that when you upgrade that card fully, it becomes a zero cost move, and it applies 5 melt.
Which,
So there
yeah,
are
that's pretty dirty. That is pretty dirty.
yeah.
Let's see, insult, angry. We're gonna go ahead and try this again, see if I don't get absolutely destroyed. Like I said, I kind of like television back in the day when you could wait every weekend to see the new episode. For real. Side tangent, I wish they would have done that with the Fallout show. Just a little bit. One, because my ass as the Fallout guy stayed up 8-9 hours watching every episode of the Fallout show just so I could stay up on top of it, because I am expected as the Fallout guy to make some content about it. If it's a weekly thing, weekly videos, we would have been riding high for 2 months straight. I had to shit a brick in 2 days after watching. Oh, it was late. My girlfriend was passed out, pregnant, and I'm just like watching, like, oh my god. And then I had Tunnel Snakes Full going, dude, they just confirmed something in the lore. Oh my god. I said, please, you're ahead of me. Do not talk to me about the lore. We will regroup this Sunday and talk about it.
I think whenever I find a show that me and my friends like, I have to stop talking to them for like a week, because either I'm really ahead of them or they're zooming past me, and I'm like, I don't want spoilers. I want to enjoy this as like the aesthetic experience as everyone else intended.
Said, please, not now. I'm so mad. Yeah, no, I will be forever bitter about that initial Fallout launch. It was great. It was fantastic. I loved every moment of it. As a creator, the bane of my existence, dude.
No, I completely get that. It's just really hard keeping up with all the media these days, because everyone expects you to be 100% aware of what's happened, and that it's your fault for getting spoiled.
Yeah.
But
ain't it nice? Oh wait, that guy's already gonna give me burn, ain't he? Ah, you bastard. Oh, dang it. Or melt. Ah, you bastard. I wasn't paying attention. Solar flare. God dang it. Listen, a one drop ray is great.
Yep.
I will take that every time.
You might want to get rid of him. Just like, finish him off.
Just get out of here. Give me this. Wham wham. Okay. Hit you with it. Hit you with it.
Defend.
Oh, okay. Listen. Hey, I got the coach in my ear, guys. I got the guy who knows in my ear. Okay. Yes.
Yes, good.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, whatever he's gonna do isn't gonna be enough. You bastard.
Mob. Sorry.
Mob. No, you do it. Mob.
Yeah.
More money,
so that
more
at least negates
problems.
all the melt damage.
Oh, that is nice. Oh, shoot. For some reason, I thought melt went right through shields. I don't know why. That was.
I think that
might
have been an earlier patch. Like, basically, there's a bit of bugs. There was some issue with sequencing. So basically, cards would go in. The effects wouldn't go in a predetermined order, and it's like a weird quirk of the engine. But yeah.
See, my favorite combo has been this. Karmic Shot is freaking dirty.
It is. It's a great card. The other good one is Rest. Have you seen Rest?
Oh yeah. Is it Baby? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is pretty nice. Because it's just like,
but go with what?
Here's 5 shields, and guess what? It's you don't have to completely get rid of this card. You get to keep it. So that's Those are usually the cars I try to look for the most part, except for what is it? Signal or not Signal? Siren. I can't remember which one it is. The one that gives you the
Siren.
Output bonus. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. But yeah, we're doing this karmic shot because hilarious.
I'd reckon maybe hit another fight to see if you get another trait.
That way I can, because golly, what's this scene? I'm screenshotting that. Hold up. Because I'm coming back. I know somehow I'm gonna botch something up. I'm coming back. Oh, that's another thing I really, really appreciate this about this. You could actually go back and check out different areas. Oh, sweet, easy. Sweet, gimme. Stupid Sam, give me 20 scrap. I'll see you later, buddy. I get so happy every time I see him because I'm like, yes. Thank you, God. Okay.
So one of the fun things that we want to add in later is that for every swarm you get, another little swarm is meant to appear in the scene so that you get like an army following you.
Oh, that's fun. It's like, dude, you got a lot of people with you, huh?
Yeah.
And so
you can feel it.
And the thought is you are working your way down from the surface world down to where you are.
Yep. So you're meant to be like basically what is missing is like the visual of your drone going and actually harvesting bits from these guys that you're taking down and then kind of dragging that back home. So that's why you're fighting robots in most cases, because like you as a human have decided, I
accidentally botched. He was dead. No, give it back. Give it back. It's all right. I'm just not gonna.
Yes.
Be okay. It'll be okay, everyone. It will be okay. We're gonna go to that workshop and we're gonna use our 50 scrap to get us a little bit of health back. Die.
So the reason why you can hit enemies is a function that isn't in the game yet.
Dead enemies, I should say. Oh, really?
Yeah. So what's meant to happen is that the more the enemy's HP dictates how much money you can get from them. So basically, you're tearing them apart, so you're getting more money from them, essentially, more scrap metal. Okay. And so the more you tear them apart, so if you do overkill damage, you get more scrap. So you want to do extra damage for more money. But the reverse is true. If you perfectly deactivate them, putting them to 0 HP, then you get stronger cards. You get cards that might have mods and might have already be upgraded. So it's like we wanted to cater to people that knew how to play the game and knew how to be a human calculator.
A human calculator. Yeah, I'm not one. I am not one. I feel like very much like a hotshot in real life. Oh, I don't have any insults I can throw at him yet. Or
no, not yet.
Not yet. Give me some traits, buddy. I gotta do this. All right, so we're gonna hit you with this, and I'm gonna just take 9 to the face. Or 8. I'll take 8 to the face. It's worth it though. Yeah. Do one of those. Do one of these. And one of these. Kill them. Wait, did I just? Okay, I was sitting there. I was like, what did I do? What did I do? Okay. I'm gonna do this again.
If you check your card combiner, we can just take a look at your deck before you select your goods.
That's nice. I didn't even consider that.
Yes. So if you have another ray, you could take insult. Yeah. And then you could get an upgraded blinding shield.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Blinding flash. Yeah.
I got. Yeah, you made this. How dare you? I'm kidding. You should know this, man. Let's see. Combine. Yes. Sweet Mary and Joseph. Give it to me. All right. Boomskis, boomskis. See, I was going out of my way combining the traits and then the cards and then combining the cards together. But this is nice.
Don't forget to heal.
Yeah. Yay.
Um,
A 0-point blinding flash is nuts.
I'm surprised. I'm really astounded that you've managed to hit like 30 tiles without doing this. That's actually incredible.
That's insane. All right. All right.
Yeah, so essentially the way this game will work is that there's maybe like 3 zones that you travel through,
Sweet.
and the idea here is that you would be able to kind of defeat the first boss after hitting a few of these. You'd be expected to play maybe 2 or 3 cards a turn. Then Act 2, you'd be expecting to play 3 to 4, and then Act 3, you need to be
Fuck.
playing at least 4 cards per turn in order to survive. And good luck.
God dang, dude. The RNG.
So the other thing about this is that there's a threat level. We haven't put in the actual symbol or like iconography, the UX UI there yet. But the more you fight, the harder the enemies begin to get. So you farming around for a while, you messing around, means that you've got more money, you're a higher profile target, so enemies start to swarm you. Future.
I'm not a high priority, dude. I'm just a guy. There are real people out there who know what they're doing better than me, man. I'm just here. Oh, shoot. Okay. So either we bite the bullet now or we bite it later. We're going to bite it later.
Yeah.
I hate this guy so much because he does his stupid attack. He does his little 1 turn of buffing, comes back as 3 times 6. For those who don't know, that's 18 fucking damage. While I have to deal with this guy, and he gradually gets more damage as well. So it's just like...
This is like one of the meanest non-elite fights. It's great.
This is such a dirty combo. So we're going to stick with that, and we're going to defend. And I'm not burning myself right now, dude. Just not happening.
I think with the angry set, you really need to get lots of angry together.
Oh gosh. Oh hey, look.
This is pretty good.
Suffer. All right. Hasta luego. It's been nice knowing you, everybody.
You should take a no damage-ish this turn. Oh, you could play the signal. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Well, mother God. All right, I'm taking someone down. I'm taking someone down. Screw it. Taking you. Taking you. You're not gonna die though, so. R.I.P. R.I.P. and nosebleed. But guess what? Guess what? I got this little thing right here. It's called screenshot. I'm pasting it in our freaking Discord chat because I need it. I'm going back. I'm going back. What was that? E6B8 695. Got it. E8. What was that? Oh crap! I messed up. I did because I was like, listen, it's in our chat. All right, it's very important. And anytime you want to play this seed, you do it. All right, and you'll be like, hey, by the way, Ian, that seed was amazing. Just so you know, when you know how to actually play, it's amazing. All right, we're running it back. I need that. Give it back. Give it back. Right. Anger.
Yep.
We're always angry. Duh. Gotta play into it. Okay. So whenever you were making this, what? Okay. Oh yeah. Look. Yeah. Give me that. I guess what did you keep in mind that you were like, okay, what do I want for the core loop, and how do I keep it consistently fresh as I play?
I think what I wanted was to give people a lot of control on what they do. So like you'll see that everything you do in this game, you've got a lot of choice on what happens. Whether it's moving from point to point, whether it's combining your cards, whether it's how you die. It's all about how you want to play the game. So we all our designs come back to that. We wanted to have the player have a lot of choice. Now, what I'd actually suggest is maybe hit the merchant first before hitting the
Oh,
repair shots, because that means you can at least pick or buy an emotion card or trait card that you've already been building towards, and you don't have to spend the money either.
that is solid. Um, Now that freedom of
Um,
choice is something I feel like definitely even carried over from parcelings as well. Because I remember you saying that you're like, I was very adamant with the magic system that's like so restricted to a rule set. Like if you cast fireball, this is how big it will always be, and
yeah,
depending on the level is how big it, how big the explosion will be. But parcelings, you gave a lot of free reign. So what, I guess, what was the insight behind that? What made you go, I'm tired of that?
um, I played. I think it was Mage from World of Darkness. I almost said World of Warcraft. World of Darkness, and they had a very freeform magic system, but it often found its way to be a bit squabbly between the GM and the player, trying to figure out what the rules were. And at the time, I was also reading books by Brandon Sanderson, and I kind of really enjoyed his world building with Mistborn. Have you read Mistborn?
You know what? My girlfriend, she asked for the Mistborn books earlier this year. So
Yeah.
they are in this house. I'm aware of their existence. I have not sat
Yes.
down to read it yet.
I think you should if you ever go back to Crota Tear. They're really fantastic set on power building and how limitations actually make the world more interesting. So I went and tried to make a very freeform system that gave the illusion of a lot of choice, but then I added restrictions in to give GM some way of making it actually feasible to control, to actually get them a way of making sure that the players felt like they were having a lot of ways of influencing the story, but
Hmm.
also giving the GMs the tools to pull it back when they needed to. So basically, everyone's got a lot of control, and the more input, the more um, that freedom really gets you invested in the game because you're like, I can do whatever the hell I want. I wonder what happens when I do this, and that's I think become very core to how I want to build my games.
That is, I think that's pretty awesome. I think that element, trying to get that level of freedom that you do have with parcelings, and then putting the same kind of energy into what is in Fox and Shadow. I think you've already done a really good job of that with what I've played. I'm curious what is something that you're like, well, there's just a, and I guess it goes both ways. The limitation to doing a TTRPG that a game can just do better, and a limitation to a game that a TTRPG just has in stride.
Mm. Can you rephrase that question? I'm
So
thinking and try to run it through in my head, but I'm like,
so I guess the best way to say what is, I guess, the difference in making a actual video game in the TTRPG. Um, what did you find more limiting for the video game, and what was the limitation that you had for like making parcelings?
So I actually find making tabletop RPGs a lot more flexible. So basically, I can write a rule, and then if I don't like it after a few tests, I can rewrite it really quickly.
Hmm.
I can describe things on the fly. I can make things up as I go in a session, then write it down if it was a good idea. But it is also harder to, I guess, tie the visuals directly with the game because every GM is going to be running these games. They're not always going to see your vision for the game.
Mhm.
So once the tabletop has the rule set has been given to a GM, it's an entirely different beast based on whoever's running it, and that makes or breaks some systems. So like, I find some people really enjoy D&D with some GMs, but not others. And objectively, it's still the same game, but how people run it is different.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes a selling point. It becomes a selling point. It also becomes a flaw of tabletop RPGs that the vision is different each time depending on who you're playing with. It relies on people, it relies on who you're playing with. Whereas video games, you have a direct vision that you're beaming into people's eyes. But that vision doesn't change. It
Yeah.
can't really change. So when you find problems with it, those problems stay there unless you have the time to rework and adjust everything. The other fact is that making a video game is a lot more complex. It's not just simply about writing a rule. It's about you need to write a rule. You need to make sure that that rule doesn't conflict with any other rules that you've set up. And it means that when bugs occur, you can't just quickly cover over it. You can't talk your way through it. You actually have to go in and fix it. And that means when people give you feedback, sometimes their feedback doesn't feel like it's being addressed because the problem is more complex than they actually perceive it as. And it means that I can't just quickly fix a balance problem. I need to also look at the problem as a whole, because your players, they're very good at pointing out problems, but the solutions require you understanding almost the game as a whole. It's not just a simple click of the fingers.
So it's kind of like the difference between picking apart a taco and then picking apart a burrito.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just a lot harder to develop video games fast because there's so many components that go into it. Like, I've got a team of about 6 people, and if I make a change quickly to something, say, oh, I don't like how that story goes, I'm going to step on my narrative writer's toes by changing a line.
Yeah.
So I can't. So basically, then I need to talk to them, make sure that we're both on the same page, make the change, and make sure that everyone's happy with where we're going. So there's a lot more communication overhead as well due to its complexity. So video games take an incredibly long time to make if you do want to do a good job of it.
Man, ooh, R.I.P. some games that came out this year. R.I.P. Redfall that totally ended up killing off an entire other company. Which, you know, is intense, that games do take a long time and there are a lot of people involved in it. I know is this your first time working with a team to make something like this?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's been a lot of learning on how to work in a team, because Puzzlings I was very much able to run on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was able to do everything, and everything relied on me getting things done. Whereas with the video game, I'm now having to work together with people, and that makes it a much more complex and a much more rounded vision. But it also means that I can't move as fast, otherwise people get left. Otherwise, I start zooming off in one direction, whereas everything else is zooming off in different directions, and then we kind of have to pull it all back together. It's a really neat process, and video games are so multidisciplinary that it's just something that you can't do alone. I think like you can do it as a solo dev, but then you drive yourself insane. But I think it's really difficult to do it as a sole creator.
I think for like a solo dev, I think of Stardew Valley, Concern 8. That game took them so long to make, and I can't imagine how difficult that must have been. I can't imagine just making a game in general, especially with having a team. I guess in one respect, I know, at least with content creation, I know so many things would go so smoothly if I myself had a team. It is just a one-man show. And I think one major part of that is, as a person, I know how I expect things to be, and to get everyone else on the same level requires an extreme amount of communication, a certain amount of dedication and consistency. How
Mm.
how difficult was it, and are you, is it still a learning process to adapt your vision and open it up for other people to help?
I think as a person, I usually don't like asking for help. Is how I've been raised throughout my entire life. So it was definitely a bit of a speed bump at the start, trying to figure out how I could let people help me. And the more I've come to let people help me do the things and to actually let them take over bits and pieces, it means that I can dive deeper into other parts, which only I can do. So, like, I think one of the big things is like, no one else on the team can actually do the animations the way I do it.
Mm-hmm.
While I could do a lot of busy work trying to micromanage my environmental artist, I've actually let them run off a lot of times to do their own things, just trusting them to do the work, to make things look right, to make things feel good, and occasionally giving input. And that's let me do some pretty wild things with the animations, because like I don't know any other artists that know how to do normal map painting, getting this refractive lighting going.
Yeah.
I wish I could show you what I mean by that. Let's see if I got a quick image I can show to you guys,
Yeah.
or show to you. So like, hopefully this works.
Yeah, if you want, I can pull it up on stream too.
So there's two videos I'm kind of sending to you. One is showing you how the normal maps work. So this is like one of the merchants you don't see in the game yet.
Oh, merchant. Okay, cool. Let's see. So we're gonna do this so that folks at home can see. Source, media file. There you go. Okay. Downloads. Find it. Okay. There we go. Oh, so, okay. I see the refracted light. That's really cool. That was really cool.
And you can sort of see the breakdown of what's actually happening in the other video that I've linked.
Okay. Pull that up, and then we're gonna change that. Properties, biddies. All right, let's watch that together, folks. Oh wow! This is really cool. What the heck?
Yeah, so like these are 2D animations that you're seeing, but then we've actually got the scene reflecting on this 2D image because of the normal maps. Like I was talking about it before, like saying this is actually pretty crazy, but like not many other studios would do this sort of technique.
Yeah, I like it. That is definitely something like I imagine it would be difficult to find someone to be like, can you replicate it like this? And it's like, dude, no, that is something that you have learned either through, because like with, I don't know, I quit it to editing. I use a program that I am not going to say out loud because people will roast me for using it. But I have done phenomenal things, and people were like, wow, this is crazy. How'd you do it? If you've seen the work, it's usually pretty sloppy. And I think that's also what's really beautiful about creating something. So what you've done there, while I personally don't understand it, and someone who does understand the methods behind it, and it could be completely different to how they would do it. That is really cool.
I mean, that's the magic about making art and visual stuff, is like you can take a lot of shortcuts and you will horrify many people by taking these shortcuts. But if the end result works, then who's to say that it's the wrong way?
Yeah, you're right about that. Real quick in chat. Yes, I am reading chat. Gray says, that is so cool. What the hell? Jeremy says, I like the Borderlands look. Yeah, Cell Shade, I think it was a great choice for this. Let's see. Is the game free? This is the demo. They currently have a Kickstarter out. Let me see. Da-da-da-da. Where's the chat? There it is. Control V. Oh wait, no, that's right. I can't Control V because someone, me, had to take a picture. Someone had to take a screenshot of something. Here's the link, guys. Ta-da! Please consider backing. This has how many hours left? 20.
2, 3, something like that.
Yep, 22 hours to go. 22 hours to go, guys. But okay, here, let's see. So we've just about hit time. I say let's play this run and let's see where we go. So yo wires, so lose your daddy. So wait, yo wires, so loose your daddy tripped on him when he went out for cigarettes. That's mean. Hey, I really miss my dad. Received 25. Hold up. The little drone warbles and quickly collects its project. I just bullied him. Why did I go after his dad like that? Oh gosh.
It's because you're an insulting person. You're a very angry individual.
Oh my
gosh.
Nice. I don't want to fight you because I don't want to lose health. I don't want to lose health, okay? All right. So, coach, where would you go? What trade would you use? Angry? Honest? Steadfast? Hard to say.
Well, if you want to go a full angry build, you could. You could buy everything. You have 115 scrap.
You know what? Let's do it. I know I'm definitely gonna get that. Definitely want that. Okay. I was like, I'm not really too interested about Steadfast right now. I'll take the extra cards though, 100%. Okay, so we can look at this. See, yeah. Now that I know that off rip you can combine your combined trait and regular cards, that is much more efficient on using workspaces, and I feel like a fool, like a goddamn fool. What the heck? Yo, whoa. The violence in that, wow. Okay, insult is
great.
Fantastic, dude. Screech, we did Ray, we did leap, and then shield, blinding shield, gain 3 shield.
You could get a 0 cost blinding shield, which is also nice.
That is nice. I'm sold. Okay. So now we need to do angry. If we do... I say we start. We get that. We do another signal with that. And then we can go to a shop. And then we don't have any Ray, so I'm going to hold on to that just in case. Well, I don't know. That might actually be better to go with.
Oh, it could be. I think one of the great things is that you can just hold on to cards for as long as you need to.
Yeah.
And it's just like part of your planning. Do I get that boost now, or do I get the thing I really want?
Man, that art is so nice. That is so nice. Oh yeah, that's one thing you could talk about. Finding the artists. Yeah. That's because you found people who've honed your style down. You're like,
Well, what we're actually trying to do is that with each of the sets, I want a slightly different style. So basically, each of the cards have a little bit of their own personality, while following a very a guideline set out by what we've done already. So we get a lot of different feelings about each set. Because I think just with Parslings, a lot of it is about making sure that the expressiveness of what you're doing, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing to be unique to each of these sets.
See, okay, that's a good approach for it. I know, because I guess whenever the other characters do get introduced, yeah, that was like, man, that's a lot of work. New cards, that's fun. I think that's really cool. That's a lot of dedication that goes into it, and whoever you've got on your team backing you up is, man,
They're a really great team.
yeah,
Like,
that's
honestly,
fantastic.
I would not be this far without them.
Have you got any funny developer stories where, whether it be there was a problem that y'all were just having a hard time figuring out, or just any Easter eggs that can be seen here or in the demo at least?
So, me learning how to do that crazy light magic, the normal maps, was actually a challenge because my programmer suggested that I use this other program, and I'd have to paint over the lighting, the I guess the lighting 4 times over to get this kind of effect. And as soon as I started doing normal this method, it was like I initially was like, oh my god, no, this is impossible. There's no way we can do this. And then as I started doing the roles slowly flipped around. So like they were saying, no, you shouldn't do this. There's 2 times here. Like, what the fuck, man? How are you doing this? And it was just like a really fun period where we just flipped roles on our entire perspective. Because like, I think traditionally on this team, I've been very defensive about my time with how long each R piece takes, and then they've been very defensive about program, and then we kind of pull each other back in, saying that, oh, that's too much time, you need to stop, we need to find an easier way. And so I've kind of lost the point of the story.
It's all good.
But yeah, I think that was one of the fun ones. I think also there's been a couple of cases recently when the Kickstarter's been happening, as the demo's been happening. There's been a lot of people breaking parts of our game, and it's really nice to see the team's reactions when people pull it off. I think one of the most recent ones was someone made basically infinite turn engine with a couple cards that have been kind of got really good synergies together.
What?
So what they were doing is they were playing, I think it was Resonance, which is Steadfast plus Ray. I think it's the old reprogram where every time you played a Ray or gained a Swarm, you draw a card. And what they do with Resonance is that every time you play I can't remember, but basically the engine happened to use Blinding Flash. So basically you keep playing 0-cost cards, and it'll just endlessly keep drawing them.
Yo. That's crazy.
So we did a minor little cheeky patch on that, but it's still a fairly strong engine. It was like one of the ways people were doing like 9999 damage in a single turn. It would take forever, but they would kill all of the bosses, all the creatures that we had previously set to be at 999 as a joke.
Golly. So like the guy with the axe. Just swinging around.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much.
crazy. Oh man, you've already got burn. He doesn't have burn or melt. Melt. The term is melt. We're gonna get you out of here, and then he'll be out of here soon. There we go. Yo, honestly though, that is insane amount of mob, buddy.
Yeah. Like, Mob is great. Mob is so nice.
That is so good. God dang. I get it now. I get it. I see the numbers, Neo. I see the numbers.
I think the next one is like Brave plus Signal. It doubles your swarm limit.
Holy moly. Hold on.
Also, be right back. I really need to hit the loo.
Oh, yeah. Go. I'll catch up with chat. Said I love the jank. Let's see. Okay. Said, I recently found your channel through all of your Fallout 4 stuff, and I absolutely love it. I think you make great content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, HR. I didn't know we had an HR. We do now. All right. Ah, Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna go with... Both of them are really obnoxious. I really want to get rid of this guy. And like that. Okay. Blinding shield. We will take that. Karmic bomb. Okay. Blinding flash. Get him. Ray, get him. Signal. All right.
Not too bad.
We're not, dude. We're good. We're good. We're cooking. We're on amphetamine.
You see the tiny little bug here? What's happening here is that the snake has taken the spider's set.
Oh, is that what? Okay. I wasn't sure because I was like, what happened? That's funny. He's like, listen, buddy, even though you died, I'm holding on.
I gotta carry on your spirit.
Gotta carry it on. Okay. I think I want to get a trait card. I think we're sitting a little low. But we do have Ray. And we can do another... No, wait, blinding... Do we want to do blinding shield? Maybe blinding shield might be the way to go.
You could get a cheap shot. And now the cheap shot means that if they're weak, you'll draw an extra card. So theoretically, you could draw your 0-cost cards.
A cheap shot.
Insult plus leap.
Insult and leap. Cheap shot. Ah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's good. Yo, I'm such a believer in Swarm now. That is so. That has been so clutch already. Okay, so let's go ahead and do something about this guy now, and then. Ooh, let's see. Just go ahead. We ain't got any. Might as well just negate the one. And then, there you go. Okay. Alright. It's okay, though. It's okay, though. We're alright, guys. We are alright. We got this. We got this. We got... That melt's gonna get him this turn. That's okay. We got this. Yeah, buddy. And I guess we're just gonna do that. All right, plenty of shield. Don't worry, because we still got mob. Yo, I'm such a believer. Holy crap, that is so good. Make him weak. Let's go. Okay, get out of here. And whatever, let's get one more even though we don't need it. Dude, we are so... That is so crazy. And so long as he doesn't do health damage, we don't lose.
Yep.
That is hilarious. Dude. Dang it, man. Oh, God. Now I'm going to be on this game tonight. I understand it now. I understand it now. Oh, my God.
Pick up Ralph and don't forget to check the chat.
Let's see. Oh, hey, a gamer girl. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Who knows if I'll be streaming tomorrow or not. Depends on the tiredness level. But I hope you have an awesome birthday. I hope you have everything you want. and may you have many more birthdays after. Has baby shown up yet? Oh yeah, the baby's here. I haven't put baby on stream. Baby will never be on stream. I don't put them kids on stream. The only kid that's allowed on stream is McCready. So Blue, so my girlfriend, she has 2 kids outside as well, and her son plays McCready in some of my skits because he looks and sounds just like Kid McCready from Fallout 3.
Damn.
And it's been great.
Yeah. I honestly agree. Like, kids don't belong in streams, not until they make a choice.
Yes.
Like, until they're 16, honestly, you don't know what the internet's gonna do.
I'm telling you, dude. I don't want to get swatted. Is someone get my kid involved in some crime? All right, so rough. All right, rough in what? What would you suggest? You said rough.
And leap.
And leap. Rough leap. You know what? Let's get that leap. Cannonball. 4 damage deal. Okay, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? What is this? Yo, if you do not play drone with Swarm, or if you do not play Swarm with Swarm, you're not doing it right. Holy crap.
Yep.
Oh
it's
my
like
god.
one of my favorite combinations. Like, Swarm is so powerful. It's like a real helper. You might want to heal just looking at your 2 HP.
Oh shoot.
It's
I didn't realize how much money I was sitting on. Dang. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. I'm like so geeked up about this right now. Okay, so we need to do this ahead of time. Because Cannonball's about to be the source of madness. I want to test an elite. I'm not going to right now. I don't trust anything ever.
2 things about elites. The elites are actually stronger than the bosses right now, in the fact that there's more than one enemy, and they just do so much more damage, unfortunately. And when we get it working properly, we're going to go the Risk of Rain route. So, as I've talked before, threat levels meant to increase the longer that you spend on the map. The more you farm cards, the stronger your deck gets, the stronger the enemies get. But also, what's meant to happen is the elites start trying to hunt you down. They start to follow you and roam around the map.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. Why?
Look, we're going to get so many complaints to HR that we're going to have to reconsider this plan later. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts.
So guys, you're bullying people and they have an issue with it. So, what's the issue? All right, let's hit you. And golly, that's fun. It's so mean. Let's do unrolling.
Oh,
let's go for it.
That one's particularly mean because it's actually got a mod. So that little icon to the left of the card actually says that this card does 1 additional damage when attacking. So basically, instead of dealing 4 damage, it deals 5. Instead of dealing 1 damage for every swarm you have, it deals 2 damage for every swarm you have. So it's like incredibly mean, that card. It's great.
Holy crap, man. Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, because that's the output, and then, oh my god.
Yep.
See, I be cheesing over silly combinations like that. You know what? Sure.
I mean, that's what the game's about.
This is happening right now. That's okay. That's okay. Because I got one of these, and I got a will, and that means I got a way.
Kill him.
Dude.
So like,
no, wrong guy. Ah, whatever. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I let go too early. My God, dude, that is so fun.
So when we get closer to release, or when we get the game fully out, we'll have a lot more mods that you can actually insert into different cards, and they'll have different functions. So basically, you really get to customize your cards, and it's just going to get ridiculous. And I don't think I can balance that.
Oh my God, dude. I said, what'd I say? I said, get the fuck out of here. Okay, let's see. So reprogram. That's right? Because free mob? Oh no, brother. Hold on. Hold on, brother. That's crazy. Okay. I need to get
see you found reprogram.
Yep. I have found reprogram. Hey, let's kill some time. Let's go. That one hurts me. I get nothing. This one gives me 1960s film. For those utterly uncreative vision of global decline, I award you 1 demerit. What's a demerit? What is a demerit?
Later we'll put in a mod for that. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, that sums this up pretty quickly, don't you think?
Ooh, this might be rough.
Ooh, whoa, 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 now. Got too much dip on my chip. Partner? All right.
Okay. Let's see how you go.
So, I don't like you. I don't like this. But I do know. Well, it might as well.
Yeah. Take him out.
Get out of here. Yeah. Whatever, he was about to die next turn anyway, don't matter. Don't touch me. Okay. Get some weak. Get some leap. Do that. Ay, ay, ay. Hey, it's mob. It's mobbing time. Okay. And hit you with that. And boom skis. This good. This good. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Angry and signal. What I can't remember what angry and signal does.
I think that's inflamed. So what that does is it gives you 2 melt, and it also gives you 1 output.
Oh. Let's see. We're gonna go with. Let me make sure. Because cheap shot came from. So yeah, we want unruly and leap, right? Right. That's right. Is that what?
No. So
No,
if you take a
no.
look at just below the card art, it actually says what cards they're made from.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So angry. Okay. And okay. 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 Okay.
Check out maybe unruly plus ray. I think you'll get a kick out of that one.
Oh my god. That's so sane. Okay. Okay. Hone in here. Let's go ahead. Let's get angry. Let's go angry and let's hold on to that. Let's hold on to it. Let's see what's at this merchant real quick. Okay. Let's get signal. Let's get swarm. I said, apply 1 week to yourself. Oh, you dirty. You dirty. You dirty dog.
But you could also pick up that extra angry and then get upgraded inflamed.
Steadfast. Okay, we're gonna grab the honest. I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna bring that leap specifically. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we're gonna do. Because honest and that we can do another one of these and then we can combine them next door. Okay. Okay. All right. We just got to make it next door. Okay, we'll be fine. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, shoot. No. I don't want to hit him with any kind of ray in the face. We're just gonna okay.
So the fun thing about that event is that if you have a steadfast, you can get another steadfast and leap from that event.
Oh wow.
So it's like there's a lot of little hidden combinations that really help you further builds when you get to the interactions. And like what we're hoping to do is put a lot of these events, these fights are meant to have events tied to them, so that you get the choice of not fighting if you want to.
Oh, that's cool.
We wanted to, as we said, we wanted people to feel like they have a choice in how they play this game. And if they choose to go on a pacifist run, I wish them good luck. Hopefully we'll be able to accommodate that.
I'm not about pacifism. I'm about passing my fist through someone's face. That's why we always respond angry.
Yep.
Get out of here. And then... Ah, shit. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's okay. We'll do that. All right.
He'll die next turn anyways.
Yeah, he's out of here. Oh, he's gone. He's so gone. Goodbye.
Nice.
See, we're doing great. All right. We got our leap. Grab another signal because Swarm is what my life is about. Man, there's a lot of workshops.
Yeah, I was just looking at this scene. Is like they all clumped together as well, and that's a weird.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find something. Oh, we're out of here. Okay, let's squabble with you. Kill some time. Honest, I have no idea. Let's get nothing. You get nothing. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, I guess. You win nothing. I'll see you again. Dang it. You know what? I don't know how much damage this guy does. I'm going for it. No! Oh, wait. Okay. That's all it was. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So. Oh, wait. That's. I misunderstood. I misunderstood. No! Come back. I misunderstood. I misunderstood. We're okay.
I think you might be not okay.
I'm good. Look. Blinding flash. See? Still got it in me. And you know what? I got the seed save. I'm probably going to play some more of that later. Just going to be real with you here. All right. Let me go over here. See, oh yeah, my camera's doing its laggy thing right now too. That's how you know. Guys, Leo, thank you so much for stopping by and let me talk to you about your endeavors, what you've been up to, parcelings, Fox and Shadow now, which guys, by the way, once again, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go to the Kickstarter. Back it while you can. 22 hours left. There still are some stretch goals. If someone wants to drop $90,000, do it right now. Do it right now so we can get all of the characters immediately. Okay? But no, Yeah, thank you so much, Leo, for taking the time to sit with me. This is
Dude,
this is the first interview thing I've ever done before, so thank you for
this
being the test dummy
is
for that.
it's been so much fun talking to you again, man. Like, anytime. Like, really, we should just chat more. Like,
Yeah.
we,
Oh yeah. Maybe
uh,
maybe kick up some old topics.
yep. Like, I'd really like to take another stab at Chrono and see what you can be cooking with it.
I think that's worth a shot for sure.
Mm.
I'll have to get with you whenever these kids will
Hmm.
not harass me into doing things I don't want to do, but I want to do because I'm a dad and I love doing them. But
No, no, I totally get it. Like, my kid is lovely and all, but sometimes,
it's like,
yes.
dude, seriously, seriously, I
You,
have these kids come in. I farted and shitted. They'd be like, okay, yeah, I know. I'll deal with it in a little bit. Okay, I love you.
yep.
I'll see you in a bit. Oh, that's
Oh
real.
God, I can't wait for my kid to start talking, like talking proper sentences and tell me all these things. All they say right now is like, no, stop, don't. And like they're just like they're handing me food, but they don't want me to take the food. They just want me to,
Observe.
I guess, observe, almost put it in my mouth, then take it away, and then put it in their mouth, and then they laugh. I'm like, gee,
It's like,
thanks.
okay, yeah, you're so nice. It's Elowin. She randomly one day she walked up to me as she
Mhm.
touched my eyes as she said, "Poop on your eyes and pee on your lips." And I said, "What?" It was like it was a spell or some kind of ritual that I did not understand.
I am so concerned. What the?
And now all the kids to this day,
Yep.
randomly, they will do poop on your eyes and pee on your lips randomly to each other. And I'm like, this is great. Now we have a tradition. We can gather around Christmas and do particles upon each other's eyes. That's fantastic. Um, now, do you have anything you want everyone to go check out? Any links? Any socials? Shout them out now. Do it.
Honestly, check out our Kickstarter, which Ian has been linking in chat for us, and our Steam page. Just because the demo is still available for the next 22 hours. I had to check that. I'll have a talk with my dev team to see if we can actually extend out the length that demo is happening, because we may go to late pledges with our Kickstarter. So please wish list us on Steam, and check out the Kickstarter. Those are the main two places to check out.
Heck yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Be sure to be kind to one another. Say
Mhm.
something nice to somebody. You know what? In the topic of doing things that you like, if you notice that one dude at work has been switching it up a bit with his outfit, compliment him on it. Hey, I noticed that you're wearing blue instead of the white T-shirt with the stains on it all the time. That's awesome. Good job. And until the next live stream, I will see you later.